we have four constituencies, and these four constituencies, per the provisional register we received from the Electoral Commission, we did our own audit, that is NDC party, and some of the findings we had, especially when you go to GhanaWeb constituency, Sampa, there is a police station there called Nkommo. We have several of our supporters, or maybe NDC people that were transferred to Chai constituency in a police station called Jebegi. And these people, initially, we had only 4 going to check their name. That is when they were doing the exhibition. And it was discovered that they were informed by the exhibition officers that they have been transferred, which they also admitted that what they know, they've not done any transfer to any place. So we also followed up. I called the regional director of elections, and we followed up to Chai constituency to make sure we ascertain as to how that transfer was done. And we were able to discover several other transfers that were illegal. But we know that when you even take our CI, that is what we use for the election, CI 91 as amended by 126, and also CI 127, it will clearly tell you that when there is a registration, first of all, there is time for transfer. If you want to transfer your vote, as a voter, what you have to do is that you go to the Electoral Commission office, you apply for transfer. When you are granted the opportunity, then you transfer your vote. Here is the case. These people that we are just talking of, their votes were transferred to Time constituency from GhanaWeb without their notice, and it was even not time for transfer because that time we had already finished with the transfer. So the question NDC is asking is that what happened? Who did that transfer? It is the Electoral Commission, because we know that when you even dig deep into the situation, you will find out that the one who even went to take the voter ID cast pictures for this transfer to be done is a brother of the Thai parliamentary candidate of MPP. That is their parliamentary candidate in Thai. So we were able to arrest him. Police arrested him in GhanaWeb. So these are some of the anomalies we have just discovered in Bono region. So this tells you that if you know a little about IT, it will tell you that Electoral Commission database is being compromised. It means that it can easily be hacked. Because if people can be transferred without their notice, what even happens to those who did not even go and check their name when we're doing the exhibition? What happens to them? So this tells us that no, as a party, we have to do an audit, that is a forensic audit, to also know who have been transferred illegally so that we can do the right thing, so that the register can be fit for purpose before we can go into the election. So this morning, NDC is embarking on this demonstration to make sure that Electoral Commission grant us our plea for an audit to be done, so that we have a register that will be devoid of any anomaly, as been admitted by their own deputy chairperson, that is Boss Manasari yesterday on one of your stations. He said most of the mistakes that NDC is talking of, they have corrected them. But initially, Electoral Commission were telling us that all what we were just alleging is not true. But here is the case, they have admitted that they were true and they are now correcting them. If that is so, when there is suspicion, it's not everyone that have time to go and do, to go and check their names. So what happens to those people? If they have been transferred illegally, what happens to them? So this audit that we are calling for will give us a clear view of every voter, their status, whether they've been transferred or they are still going to vote at where they registered, so that at the end there wouldn't be any chaos or maybe disturbance or maybe misunderstanding on the election day, that is December 7th. So basically, that is the main reason why we are embarking on this transfer. Two, aside from what I've just said, we have people who have registered and their names are being found in the multiple voters list. And here is the case, when your name is in the multiple voters list, it means you are not going to vote. Meanwhile, these people we are talking of, they never registered twice, they never did multiple votes. So how come their names are there? We have some of the cases even in court. Domain Central, we have a case in court which have people who have been put in the multiple list, which are not supposed to be so. So you see, if I want to even mention, there are several issues that we can just raise up, which we think when we do the audit, we can be able to ascertain why it happened and solve it before we go into election.